Good morning to all. Again, continuation of the bryophytes. The last class we studied about Rixia. Here we are going to study about another type example, Anthoceros. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನು ಜುಲೈಯಿಂದ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ಎದುರು ಅಂಗಳದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತವೆ ಈ ಥರ ಸ್ಪೀಸಿಸ್ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಾಸ್. ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. Anthoceras they are commonly called hornwort. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋ ಉಂಟು ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಉದ್ದ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಥರ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ, ಇದು ಅದರ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್. ಇದು ಹಾರ್ನ್ ಥರ ಏನು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಹಾರ್ನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Anthoceras they are commonly called hornwort. So this is the systematic position of Anthoceras. Division Bryophyta, class Anthoceratopsida, order Anthoceroteres, family Anthocerotaceae, and the genus is Anthoceras. Anthoceras, there are about 200 species of Anthoceras found worldwide. All the species they are terrestrial and cosmopolitan in distribution. They are commonly found in moist, shady places like other bryophyte, and also some species they found on the they grow on decaying wood. In India, Anthoceras represent around 25 species. Let's come to the external structure of Anthoceras. External structure of gametophyte. Gametophyte is a thalloid. You know what's meant by thalloid, and as usual it's also plant bodies dorsi-ventrally flattened, prostrate, dark green color, and dichotomously branched. So gametophyte is thalloid, dorsi-ventrally flattened, prostrate, dark green, and dichotomously branched. So this branching results in an orbicular or semi-orbicular rosette-like appearance of the thallus. Thallus is bilobed in some species like Anthoceras himalayensis. Thallus is bilobed, whereas in some species like Anthoceras hallei, thallus is pinnately branched. Thallus is pinnately branched. So thallus is bilobed in himalayensis, Anthoceras himalayensis, and thallus is pinnately lobed in Anthoceras hallei, and subspherical sponge-like gemmae are present in some species like Anthoceras gemmulosa. Anthoceras gemmulosus, here we can observe spongy bodies like gemma are observed on the thallus. In some species like Anthoceras erectus, thallus is raised on a thick vertical stalk-like structure in Anthoceras erectus. So this is about the external structure. So main gametophyte is a thalloid, dorsi-ventrally flattened, prostrate, dark green, and dichotomously branched. So it has the two surface, upper surface and the lower surface. So upper surface, dorsal surface may be smooth or velvety because of the presence of several lobed lamellae, or rough with spine and ridges in some species. So smooth in some species, upper surface is smooth, for example Anthoceras laevis. In some species, upper surface is hairy, example Anthoceras crispulus. In few species, upper surface is rough, for example Anthoceras fusiformis. Upper surface is shining, thick in the middle, and there is no distinct middle rib, what we observe in Rixia. So Rixia dalli madhya bhagadalle ondu line ittala, but Anthoceras nalli ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Rixia dalli ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಥಿಕ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಸ್ ಈ ಥರ ಲೈನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್, ಮೇಜರ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ರಿಕ್ಸಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಸ್ external structure. In the month of September and October, mature thalli, they have erect, elongated, cylindrical sporophyte. They produce sporophyte in the month of September and October. So these are horn-like structure. That's why Anthoceras, they are commonly called hornwort. And each sporogonium or sporophyte, it is surrounded by a sheath-like structure. It is surrounded by a sheath-like structure. ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟಿನ ಕೆಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಶೀಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ವಲೋಕರ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ವಲೋಕರ್. ಶೀಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದಿ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ವಲೋಕರ್. ಓಕೆ, ventral surface bears many unicellular smooth-walled rhizoids. Their function is fixation and helps in absorption of the nutrients. So there is no tuberculate rhizoids and scales. What you observe in Rixia. Rixia the thallus in ventral surface ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎರಡು ಥರದ ರೈಸಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ವಾಲ್ಡ್ ರೈಸಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಟ್ಯೂಬರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ರೈಸಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ವಾಲ್ಡ್ ರೈಸಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ಯೂಬರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ರೈಸಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. there is no scales and tuberculate rhizoids in Anthoceras. And many small, opaque, rounded, thick and dark bluish green spots can be seen on the ventral surface. So these spots, they are the mucilage cavity filled with the nostoc colony. So compared to upper surface, lower surface is dark green because of the presence of nostoc. Internal structure ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. lower surface ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಮ್ಯುಸಿಲೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಏನು ಸೈನೋಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಅವು ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ವೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏನು, there is only smooth walled rhizoids are present, there is no scales and tuberculate rhizoids. And then lower surface shows several mucilage cavity which are filled with nostoc colony. Come to internal structure of the gametophyte. Internal structure shows is very simple. It lack any zonation. What you observe in Rixia. So Rixia dalli ಅಸಿಲ್ವೇಟರಿ ಝೋನ್ ಆರ್ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಝೋನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಝೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರ ಝೋನೇಷನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಝೋನೇಷನ್. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ thin walled parenchyma cells. The thickness of the middle region varies in different species. The outermost layer is the epidermis. Clear? Upper epidermis and then lower epidermis. Outermost layer is called epidermis. There is no any zonation. Internal structure consists uniformly arranged, compactly arranged, thin walled parenchyma cells. It consists upper epidermis and then lower epidermis. Then each cell of the thallus contains a single large discoid or oval shaped chloroplast. Each cell, each parenchyma cell, because the parenchyma, they are the chlorenchyma tissues because they consist chloroplast. Each cell consists single large discoid or oval shaped chloroplast. Each chloroplast consists single large conspicuous body. It is called pyrenoids. Each chloroplast consists single large conspicuous body, it is called pyrenoid. Is the characteristic features of the class Anthoceratopsida. ರಿಕ್ಸಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪೈರನಾಯ್ಡ್ ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಾಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪೈರನಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ. Then the air chambers and air pores, what you observe in Rixia, they are all totally absent in Anthoceras. ರಿಕ್ಸಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಚೇಂಬರು ಏರ್ ಪೋರ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಆ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಏರ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಏರ್ ಪೋರ್ ಏನೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. there is no air chamber and air pore. However, there is a not in all species, in few species there is a intercellular cavity which are present on the lower surface of the thallus. So this cavity they are called mucilage cavity because this cavity filled with the mucilage. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ಗಳು ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಲೋವರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಮ್ಯುಸಿಲೇಜ್ ಫಿಲ್ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ they contain nostoc colony, that's why they are called mucilage cavity. So this cavity open on the ventral surface through a stoma like slit or pore, it is called slime pore. Kanta idili slime pore is called slime pore. So ventral surface ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯುಸಿಲೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ, ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋಮಾ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ ಎಪಿಡರ್ಮಿಸ್, ಲೋವರ್ ಎಪಿಡರ್ಮಿಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಲೈಮ್ ಪೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಲೈಮ್ ಪೋರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಮಿಸ್ಲೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಕರಿತೀರಿ ಸ್ಲೈಮ್ ಪೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಾ. So the blue-green algae, nostoc, cyanobacteria, they invade this air chamber or air cavity through this slime pore and form a colony in these cavities. The lowermost cell is the lower epidermis. Okay. Some cells of the lower epidermis they extend, produce rhizoids. Some cells of the lower epidermis cells they produce rhizoids which helps in fixation as well as absorption of nutrients from the substratum. These are all about the internal structure of the nostoc. Let's come to reproduction. Anthoceras reproduce both by vegetative and sexual reproduction. Vegetative reproduction by the fragmentation, by tuber, by the formation of gamete, by persistent growing apex, and by apospore. You know very well about all this. You already studied these all type of vegetative reproduction in the general character class. Fragmentation, tuber, formation of gamete, formation of persistent apex, and by apospore. So this is the vegetative reproduction in Anthoceras. Come to sexual reproduction. Here once again male reproductive organ is called antheridium. Female reproductive organ is called archegonium. Some species of Anthoceras they are monoecious like Anthoceras longi, Anthoceras galloni, Anthoceras fusiformis, Anthoceras punctatus, Anthoceras crispulus, and Anthoceras himalayensis. They are the monoecious, while some species like Anthoceras erectus, Anthoceras chambensis, Anthoceras hallei, Anthoceras pearsoni, Anthoceras laevis, they are the deciduous. Some are monoecious and some are dioecious. Not deciduous, sorry. Some are monoecious and some are dioecious. And the monoecious species they are the protandrous. Protandrous means Antheridia mature before archegonia. They are called protandrous. Okay, Antheridium, almost same structure what is studied in Rixia. Mature Antheridium has stalk, club or pouch-like structure. Stalk attached to the Antheridium at the base of the antheridial chamber. Single or a group of 2 to 4 or more antheridia they are present in the same antheridial chamber. So Rixiaದಲ್ಲಿ antheridial chamber ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ antheridium ಇತ್ತು, but Anthoceras ನಲ್ಲಿ group of antheridia we can observe in the same antheridial chamber. Once again, and each antheridium covered by a single jacket layer, sterile jacket layer, which encloses a mass of androcytes, which metamorphoses into antherozoites. Then each cell of the jacket consists plastids. At maturity, these plastids change their color from green to red or bright orange. Young antheridium, they are therefore green, and mature antheridium, they are bright orange or reddish color because the color change in plastids present in the jacket layer. Okay, archegonium, female reproductive organ, develops in the flesh of the thallus on the dorsal surface. The place of an archegonium on the thallus can be identified by the presence of a mucilage mound. Archegonium ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಈ ತರ mucilage mound ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಲಸ್ಸಿನ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುವಂತದ್ದು ಇದು. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು mucilage mound ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಆಂಥೆರಿಡಿಯಂ ಆರ್ಕಿಗೋನಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Mature archegonium same consists neck and it's a flask shaped, consists neck and venter. Neck consists 2 to 4 cover cells and 4 to 6 NCC neck canal cell. Venter consists 1 venter canal cell and an egg. Okay, so this is about the structure of antheridium and archegonium. Next, after fertilization, so during the fertilization time, is the venter canal cell and neck canal cells, they degenerate. So mucilage cover also degenerate. Antherozoids liberated from the antheridium, they come in contact with the archegonium and fuse with the egg of the archegonium. As a result, their gametophytic generation, haploid generation stop, and then egg converted into zygote. That's beginning of the sporophytic generation or diploid generation. Let us know about the structure of sporophyte, mature sporophyte or sporogonium. So after fertilization, the diploid zygote or oospore enlarges its size, fills the cavity of the venter of the archegonium. The mature sporophyte consists bulbous foot and a smooth, slender, erect, cylindrical structure. It is called capsule. Mature sporophyte consists bulbous foot and slender, erect, cylindrical capsule. Capsule varies in length from 2 to 15 centimeter in different species. The sporogonium appears like a bristle or horn. Hence, Anthoceras, they are commonly called hornwort. A mature sporogonium can be differentiated into 3 parts: foot, seta, capsule. You know very well. We already studied in the general character. So foot is bulbous in nature. It is multicellular. It is bulbous in nature, multicellular, made up of parenchyma cells. Act as a hostoria. It means helps in absorption of food from the gametophyte. So the function of foot is absorption in function, helps in absorption of nutrients from the gametophyte. Next to the foot, there is a meristematic zone or intercalary zone. There is a meristematic zone, meristematic region. So it is represented by the seta. There is no clear-cut seta in this Anthoceras. So zeta is absent in what you observe in Rixia. There is no zeta actually. Here, instead of zeta, here is a meristematic zone which consists meristematic cells. This meristematic zone present at the base of the capsule and consists meristematic cells. So these cells constantly add new cells to the capsule at its base. So this presence of meristem at the base enables the capsule to grow for a long period and form spores. This is the unique feature of the Anthoceras, and it is not found in any other bryophyte. So this presence of this meristematic zone is the speciality of the Anthoceras. Presence of spiranoid and presence of this meristematic zone in the capsule is the special characters compared to other special character of Anthoceras compared to other bryophytes. So meristematic zone ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ಈ ತರ ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ತರ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್. ಸೊ ಫುಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಝೋನ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಅನಂತರ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ. ಸೊ above the meristematic zone there is a capsule. It consists columella. There is the central part. ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಟಿ ಎಸ್ ಎಲ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. It's called columella. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಝೋನ್ ಇಂದ ಟಿಪ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ. ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಟಿಪ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಮಧ್ಯ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್. In young sporophyte, this columella consists of 4 vertical rows of cells, but in mature sporophyte it is made up of 16 vertical rows of cells, columella. In transverse section, these cells appear as a solid square. In TS, this columella, you know, observe madili, this columella appear as a square. So these columella, they provide mechanical support and also function as a water conducting tissues and also helps in dispersal of the spores. So ಮಧ್ಯ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಫುಟ್ಟಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಸಹಿತ ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹಿತ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗೋ ಸಹಿತ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಫುಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ಪ್ಷನ್. ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ gives mechanical support for the capsule, helps in water conducting tissue, act as a water conducting tissues, and helps in dispersal of spore. Okay, archaeosporium, another structure what we observe in capsule. One is the columella, next one is the archaeosporium. It is present between the capsule wall and columella. Capsule wall and columella. The structure present between columella and capsule wall, it is the archaeosporium. In the upper part of the capsule, this archaeosporium differentiated into sporogenous tissues which produce spores and pseudo-elaters. These pseudo-elaters, they may be unicellular or multicellular, branched or unbranched, and may consist more or less elongated tissues. The spiral thickening, they are absent. Spiral thickening of the pseudo-elaters, it is absent. Is another characteristics of the Anthoceras. So pseudo-elaters andre ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಪೋರೋಜನಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲ್ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಥರ್ ವಾಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಜನಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ? ದೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್. ದೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಮಿಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್. ಸ್ಪೋರೋಜನಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ spore mother cell, diploid spore mother cells which undergo meiosis and produce spores. Such cells they are called sporogenous tissues or spore mother cells. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಮದರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ? ಮಿಯಾಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎಲೈಟಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೂಡೋ ಎಲೈಟಸ್, ಎಲೈಟಸ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಸ ಗೆಮೆಟೋಫೈಟ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರಿಂದ. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸಲ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸೂಡೋ ಎಲೈಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಕೆಸ್ಪೋರಿಯಂ. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲ್ ವಾಲ್. ಸೊ ಏನೇನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ? ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆರ್ಕೆಸ್ಪೋರಿಯಂ, and then capsule wall. The outermost layer of the capsule consists 4 to 6 layer. The continuity of the epidermis is broken by the presence of the stomata. And these inner cells of the capsule wall, they contain chloroplast. Hence they produce food through the photosynthesis process. They are green in color. That is the capsule wall. So totally sporophyte ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲಮೆಲ್ಲ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಅನಂತರ ಮಧ್ಯಲಿರೋ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕರೆದ್ರಿ? ಆರ್ಕೆಸ್ಪೋರಿಯಂ ಕರೆದಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಿಯಾಸಿಸ್ ಇಂದ. ಆ ನಂತರ ಏನಿದೆ? ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಲೇಯರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಇದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಸೀಟಾ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀಟಾ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಝೋನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಥೋಸಿರಾಸ್. ಸೊ dehiscence of the capsule. Capsule dehisce basipetally, that is from the apex to the base. Basipetally means apex to the base. As the capsule mature, its tip become brownish or black. You can observe in this photo. The capsule wall dries and shrinks at maturity. Consequently, narrow slits appear in the capsule wall, which gradually widen and extend towards the base. There's a narrow slit appear when the capsule mature. Then columella, the central part of the capsule, which is hygroscopic, and then this hygroscopic pseudoelaters. Hygroscopic means the pseudoelaters, when they absorb water, they twist, they swells. Clear? So columella exposed, columella put pressure on the capsule wall, and the pseudoelaters absorb moisture and swell. So because of this swelling of the pseudoelaters and the columella, pressure is created. Because of this pressure, the capsule wall open and the spores liberated out. And then the air current helps in the dispersal of the spores. Okay, this is about the life cycle. Schematic representation of the life cycle. Asexual reproduction, fragmentation, tuber, persistent growing apex, and sexual reproduction. Antheridia, Archegonia, from Antheridia antherozoids, from Archegonia egg, Then fertilization results in the zygote development embryo, and then sporogonium. Then spore mother cells undergo meiotic division, produce spore tetrad, and these spores germinate into a thallus. So from here to here, this is the gametophytic generation, and from here, so these are the sporophytic generation. This is about the schematic representation of the life cycle of Anthoceras. This is about the Anthoceras. External structure, dorsal surface, antral surface, internal structure, reproduction, vegetative reproduction, and then sexual reproduction. Thank you.